I Know What You Did Last Summer, 2025, Ending Explained, Killer Reveal, Double Twist, and Sequel Setup. The 2025 reboot of I Know What You Did Last Summer brings a stylish, bloody revival of the slasher franchise with plenty of twists, nostalgic callbacks, and a killer reveal that flips everything upside down. But who is behind the mask? Why did they do it? And what does that mid-credits scene mean for the future of the franchise? Let's break down the shocking ending. A deadly mistake on July 4th. It all begins with a new group of friends: Ava, Danica, Milo, Teddy, and Stevie, young adults partying on the Southport cliffs during the 4th of July. They're not malicious, just careless. But their mistake costs someone their life. While trying to flag down a truck, they cause the driver to swerve off the road and crash over a cliff. The friends try to pull the truck back, but fail, and the vehicle falls with the injured driver still inside. Fearful of the consequences, they flee and later call on Teddy's powerful father, Grant, a real estate mogul, to cover it up. The next summer, they've all drifted apart, but the guilt lingers, especially for Ava, who had argued they should help the driver.
Hello?
The fisherman returns. 1 year later, the killings begin. Danica receives a note that says, "I know what you did last summer." It's the same phrase that haunted the original cast back in 1997. As friends and bystanders start dying, hooked, speared, and gutted, it becomes clear that someone has taken on the persona of the legendary fisherman. Among the victims are Danica's fiancé Wyatt, true crime podcaster Tyler, creepy local pastor Judah, and eventually Teddy, Milo, and even Grant himself. With their inner circle decimated, Ava, Danica, and Stevie try to escape via Teddy's boat, but that's when the real killer finally reveals herself. The shocking killer reveal. Out at sea, Stevie turns on her friends. She reveals that the driver they accidentally killed was Sam Cooper, her pseudo-boyfriend, and the only person who had stood by her when she was abandoned by the group after her father left town. Stevie hadn't realized it was him at first, but when she found out, she was consumed by grief and rage. That's when she decided to become the new fisherman. Stevie admits she planned to kill all of them, including Ava, even though Ava had wanted to help Sam. Ava's morality wasn't enough to earn her a pass anymore. Stevie stabs Danica, who falls overboard, and prepares to kill Ava. But just then, Ray Bronson arrives. Yes, the Ray from the original movie. He appears to shoot Stevie, who falls into the sea. It seems like Ray has saved the day, but not quite. A second fisherman, Ray's dark secret. Ray takes Ava back to his bar, but something's off. He begins to monologue, revealing the second twist. There were two fishermen, and Ray was the other killer. This reveal recontextualizes everything. Ray, the former final boy, had snapped after seeing how Southport's wealthy elite were trying to erase the town's bloody past in favor of tourism dollars. The town's tragedies were being buried for profit, and he couldn't take it anymore. He manipulated Stevie, possibly never even shooting her, and helped orchestrate the murders. When Ava tries to resist, Ray stabs her. But before he can finish her off, Julie James shows up, once again stepping into the role of the final girl. She fights off Ray, and in the chaos, Ava shoots him through the back with his own spear gun, finally ending his killing spree. Who survives and what happens next? Despite being stabbed and tossed into the ocean, Danica survives and washes ashore. She reunites with Ava, and the two reflect on the nightmare they've lived through. The final twist? Stevie may also be alive. It's a classic slasher setup. The killer isn't really dead. Though she was shot and fell into the ocean, there's no body, and it's hinted she survived, leaving the door wide open for a sequel. The mid-credits scene? A sequel in the works? The film's mid-credits scene features a surprise cameo that sets up future chaos. Julie James shows up at the home of Carla Wilson, Brandy's character from the 1998 sequel I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Julie tells Carla that something is coming and she needs help. Without hesitation, Carla agrees. This moment is a clear tease for another installment, one that could bring back more legacy characters and pit them against new killers, or even an evolved version of the fisherman mythology. A final girls team-up might be on the horizon. What does it all mean? The 2024 I Know What You Did Last Summer smartly balances nostalgia with new twists. It honors the original while pushing the story into fresh, darker territory. Stevie's reveal adds emotional depth to the killer's motive. It's not just revenge, it's about grief, abandonment, and betrayal. Ray's turn is even more disturbing, showing how trauma left untreated can become generational violence. By making Ray the second fisherman, the movie flips the script. He wasn't just a survivor, he became part of the cycle he once escaped. It raises the question, what happens when the victims of horror become its architects? Will there be a sequel? According to director Jennifer Caitlin Robinson, the possibility of a sequel depends entirely on the audience. If fans show up and the movie performs well, the team is ready to dive back into Southport's dark waters. With both Stevie and Carla now in play, and Julie still standing, a future installment could evolve into something bigger, a shared universe of slasher survivors, unfinished business, and new fishermen. The hooks are sharpened, the past isn't buried, and the summer is far from over.